Hi, I'm Paul Glantz of Imagine Entertainment, and you're watching Movie Show Plus.
Coming up on an all-new Movie Show Plus, me and Greg talk about some of our favorite actors and actresses still going strong today.
Robert Redford has also always been one of my most favorite people.
Greg has some new interviews from the new Netflix film Fatal Affair, plus he spotlights some more local businesses. And I'll be talking with film critic Nate Adams about our favorite Gene Hackman movies. Have you ever heard or seen a movie called Scarecrow?
Absolutely not.
All that, plus a whole lot more, coming up on Movie Show Plus. Greetings, everybody. I'm Tom Santilli, film critic for Movie Show Plus, here with Greg Russell once again, and so happy to be here.
Hello, same here, Tom. Great to see you. I see that we're in our favorite rooms in the house.
Yeah, we got rid of the virtual screens. You know, you're home from England or wherever you're at. I was at the Hamilton set last week.
That's right.
By no means am I burnt out on Hamilton, by the way. I just decided to go with the Al Natural background.
How many times have you seen it so far on television?
Do you know, honest to God, I've seen it probably 7 to 8 times, I think, in a week. And I've been just turning it on at night and like falling asleep to it. I'm obsessed. I'm completely obsessed with it. I can't believe I get it now. Like it's like I'm part of a group of people that I never,
Right.
heard of before. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. We may watch it again this coming week.
Have you just seen it once?
We enjoyed it. Yeah, we just saw it the one time.
If you guys missed it, there's a cool segment, a featurette, Hamilton featurette that we aired on last week's show that you guys can catch on our website. But of course, that is not all. Hamilton is not the only thing that is hot in Hollywood. All right, Greg, so another segment of Hot in Hollywood where we kind of talk about, some things that we care about or things that are new in Hollywood, of course. The big news, we're not going to spend a lot of time on it because we've already talked so much about it over the weeks, but the big news is still when are theaters going to reopen? That's the number one question that I get asked. We don't have any inside information.
No.
As far as everybody knows, Tenet is still planned for mid-August, and really that's kind of still the gauge. Industry insiders are saying not so much. They don't really think that it's going to happen in August still, but that's currently the plan.
It seems like you hear one week, okay, they may open up next week, but then something happens, somewhere either here locally or across the country, and things keep getting pushed back. And I know I've heard from other friends as well, who do what you and I do. They're concerns about, what may happen to some of the theater chains because, even though they're not getting anyone in, but I mean, they still have to pay the bills on the building and, whatever the heck else, goes along. And those are big places. So, what may happen, in the future? Might some of these places have to close down, which we hope they don't.
You're right.
Of course.
It still seems like so close, but yet so far away.
Right.
It's like the carrot they keep dangling in front of us. That being said, too, the other bit of news is, as always, there's always news. Every year we lose people in the industry. The big one this past week or so was, of course, Carl Reiner, whose impact just goes across, television, movies, everything.
Right.
One of the most influential guys, ever in entertainment. As we're recording this today, we just learned that Kelly Preston passed away at age 57. Mm-hmm. So instead of talking about celebrity death, we thought today on the show that me and Greg might talk about celebrity life and maybe some of the superstars of Hollywood that we really appreciate. That are still living and that you guys should check out and become fans like we are. One thing I was going to point out, I don't know if you caught this, Greg, but speaking of Carl Reiner, he starred in a documentary on HBO that people can now watch at Amazon. It has one of the coolest titles ever. It's called "If You're Not in the Obit, Eat Breakfast."
There you go.
And it's a documentary about movie stars in their 90s or above, and it's kind of narrated by Carl Reiner, and he goes through there. And that just got me thinking of all of these celebrities that are old, that are still living. Of course, in the midst of all this, Olivia de Havilland just turned 104.
Right. The last surviving star from Gone with the Wind. And oh my goodness.
unbelievable. I looked up some others though. Sidney Poitier, 93.
Yeah.
George Segal, you're a big fan of, 86.
Yeah.
Sean Connery, 90. Al Pacino turned 80. Who are some aging stars that really kind of you think people should check out, or that you are just huge fans of?
Well, you mentioned one, especially Sidney Poitier.
Yeah.
He got this great, life of film work. I mean, everything from drama to, in some cases, comedy, and, just fun things. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to check out any of his stuff, please do. Robert Redford has also always been one of my most favorite people.
Absolutely.
It started probably when I was a kid, and I saw it on TV because it wasn't around to go to the movie, but to see Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. And then he and Paul Newman were just so cool. Everybody wanted to be like them.
Oh, sure.
And then their next movie together, The Sting, which is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Absolutely.
Him and Newman again. And then All the President's Men, which just to me, that I could, every time I see it on TV, I have to watch it.
I had not seen that until college, and it blew me away. I absolutely love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies, All the President's Men. Robert Redford, 84, by the way, if people are out there wondering. And there's also, you have a favorite recent movie that is kind of celebrating like aging female actresses, Book Club.
Yep, Book Club. I love Book Club because, as you know, I'm in a movie club, which is like a book club. And me and the ladies always get together and drink wine and talk about, stuff about different movies. But yeah, the best part that I thought about the movie Book Club is you had 4 women. The youngest was Mary Steenburgen, and I think she's, in her mid-60s. Then you had Candice Bergen and Diane Keaton, both in their mid-upper 70s. And then Jane Fonda, 80, where, 10, 15, 20 years ago, that would have never been the stars of the movie.
2 that I have to mention to people if we're celebrating age is, of course, a lot of people when they think of Carl Reiner can't not think about Mel Brooks.
There you go.
His best friend in life. He's 94. He's just an absolute rock star. He's one of my favorite human beings. I would love to celebrate him all the time. But if people haven't watched, his classic films, from Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, High Anxiety, my personal old favorite of his is History of the World.
Oh, that is good.
I still quote that movie constantly. And if people haven't seen History of the World Part 1, there never was a Part 2, nor was there intended to be. Go check that out. I'm going to leave it on another forgotten guy just because he's retired from film. This guy has not been in a film for over 16 some years. Gene Hackman.
Oh, yeah.
Is 90 years old, still kicking. I love Gene Hackman, and stick around on the show because later in the show, we're going to do another WTF segment with film critic Nate Adams, where we talk about films that we can't believe we haven't yet seen. And we're going to go through the filmography of Gene Hackman as part of that to celebrate him on today's show. So everybody go give grandma a hug, or I guess through your Zoom camera or something. Just show your love to people that are still here. Tell them while you're alive, because you just never know. Right.
Amen. Amen to that, Tom.
That's what's hot in Hollywood.
Right, here on Movie Show Plus. Tom, a person I forgot to mention, and this was one of my favorite stories, is Meryl Streep. Now, as we all know, Meryl Streep, Academy Awards all over her house. She's been in the business since, I believe, the 1970s. I mean, and has been in things like The Deer Hunter, Kramer versus Kramer. I mean, just you name it, she's been in it. Well, there was one time a few years back, and this is going back when we were talking about people, as they age, especially in the movie business. She was in the movie The Manchurian Candidate with Denzel Washington. Now, before that movie had come out, she hadn't been in anything for a while. And you're thinking, okay, here's this, treasure of an actor. Why haven't we seen her? So when I went into the room to talk with her, I was, just, again, very humble, just like, oh my God.
Sure.
When I did meet Robert Redford. So you're like, so great to meet you. And I sat down and I said, wow, so great to see you in this movie. I said, because we haven't seen you around for, a little bit. Where have you been? What's been going on? She said, well, honey, I'm too old to play the young girlfriend, anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm not old enough to play the grandmother who's sitting on the veranda just knitting and doing nothing. She says, I was in this weird gap for female actors, where, like I said, you're too old for this and too young for this. And I looked at her, I said, seriously? I said, don't they know you're Meryl Streep? And so she said, honey, from your lips to God's ear, may something happen. And after she did that movie, that's when things began to pick up for her more.
Wow.
So, you know, it was great. It's great to see that, like you said, with all people as they age, and especially for female actors, because they usually always wind up on the short end of the stick because they'll reach a certain age and it's like, okay, you know.
Even Meryl Streep can't get work at a certain age. That shows you how, you know, rough it is.
Right.
And the other thing, while we're on that subject too, just I love the idea of how many female directors are getting, you know, movies made nowadays.
Right.
A couple weekends ago, I looked and there was like 6 new movies coming out, and they were all directed by women, women of color. You know, just that's definitely one of the better trends. And I think that on the other side of all of this current stuff going on in our country, hopefully it's going to just get better and better with inclusion and all those kinds of things. But yeah, that's a great story, man. You know who else never gets old?
Who's that?
Greg Russell. What do you got coming up for us, Greg?
There's a brand new movie coming out this week on Netflix called Fatal Affair. It stars Nia Long and Omar Epps. And if the title kind of sounds familiar, it's a little like Fatal Attraction. And it's just about this guy who is just infatuated with this woman who he's known since college, and just all the weird things he does to try and get her away from her husband. Here you go.
Good morning.
Really?
David, hi. It's been a long time, huh?
20 years. We should catch up. Wow. Seems like you're living a dream. Unless it's trouble in paradise.
I do have the perfect life. But you know, one day you wake up and the person sleeping next to you feels like a complete stranger.
I watched the movie with my wife and daughter, and by any indication, they enjoyed because they were both yelling at the screen.
The affair that starts off, you know, as just a friendly moment that turns into, you know, a terrifying experience. And, you know, I feel today is bittersweet for me because I'm looking at everything that's going on in the world, and it feels a little bit self-serving to be promoting a film and talking about myself. But I do think that, and Omar can speak to this, that the film, you know, encourages a mental health check. It also is a film, and, you know, film and television have always been used as a way to escape through the time of history. Like, it's just been used as a tool to help us get through difficult times. So I'm banking on that. I think I'm a sucker for these kind of movies. You might know what's going to happen from the very beginning, but it's the journey to get there that makes it interesting.
No, and you're absolutely right, and definitely right about, you know, the escape. That's something we all need, you know, watching something no matter which way it's going. Because like you said, like with Omar, I've seen you, of course, play, you know, all types of different characters, you know, over the years. You do this guy kind of really great as far as the way you play him.
Well, that's, you know, that's a part of the reason why I wanted to be involved with the project. When Nia called me and said, you know, she was thinking about doing this thing, when I read the role, I immediately jumped at it because it was just such a departure from what people are used to seeing me do. And for me, just selfishly as an actor, it was so much fun to discover this character and like spook out people on the set.
This is such a great song.
Hello? Is anyone there? Somebody?
I've got the great pleasure today to have a filmmaker on who has had stuff quite sure many of you have seen. It's aired on networks like Lifetime, also Netflix and Amazon. Her name is Amy Weber, and she is from here in the Detroit area. Hey, Amy, how are you?
Hi, Greg. Good. How are you?
Good. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Now, tell the folks about some of the movies that you have out, especially A Girl Like Her. Let's start with that one.
Well, A Girl Like Her was released theatrically in 2015. And it's a film that focuses on bullying, specifically a story of two girls in a former friendship where one has become the abuser of the other. And that film was first released, as I said, theatrically, and then it went viral on Netflix in 2016.
And then also, you've got a movie that you did called The Captive Nanny, which airs on my favorite television network, Lifetime. Tell us about that one, too.
The Captive Nanny is the first Lifetime film. I've not done a made-for-TV movie before. That was through Mar Vista. And one of my producing partners, Danny Roth, came to me and said, hey, I'm doing this thriller. It's from Mar Vista Entertainment. And I said, well, send me the script. So he sent me the script. I sent back 9 pages of notes on the script. And we really wanted to shape the story to create something that we didn't know where it was going to end up, because at the time it wasn't a Lifetime movie. It was a Mar Vista movie.
You live here, you're from here. You've made these movies that, I mean, like we said, people are seeing on Netflix, Amazon, Lifetime, and different things like that. What advice would you give for a person who lives in Michigan who wants to be a filmmaker?
Make a film. That's my very first piece of advice, would be to just grab a group of friends, use your phone, because nowadays you can shoot an entire movie on your phone.
Yes, yes.
Go through the process, find out everything from breaking down a script, even if you do the whole thing improvised. Just go out and start shooting something and have a great time doing it, and see if it's really something that you love to do.
Amy Weber, filmmaker, thanks for being with us. Look forward to having you back on again very soon. Welcome back to Movie Show Plus. Greg Russell here. And as you know, we also love to showcase local businesses. Well, I am so proud and happy today to have a dear friend on who's got a business that you all know in the city of Detroit. Grace Karros from American Coney Island. Great to see you, Grace.
Great to see you. And I'm going to say I am proud and honored. Thank you for having me on. We're really looking forward to this.
Fantastic.
You're quite special in this city and state. I mean, we love you.
Love you too.
Thank you.
And I am so happy that you are back open. As you know, yours was the first restaurant my wife and I went to on our anniversary.
I was so great. I got to meet her, and you came in and you got to sit down. Dining was able to open up at 50%. So that was cool. Oh, it was wonderful.
Yeah, so let people know, okay, you're back open. What are your hours? What are the
We are, right, we're limited hours right now. We change it as the weeks go on, though, depending on what's happening, because the rules in this state change, every hour. But however, right now we're open Monday through Thursday. We're open from 10 to 10. Friday and Saturday, we're open from 10 to midnight, and Sundays from 12 to 5. And I'm hoping that things improve and we can extend it and get back to the 24 hours. I mean, we never closed. I had to call a locksmith the week of all of this to get an actual lock that works in the door. We never, 103 years, we never locked the door. Wow. So it was kind of surreal. I'm not gonna lie. It was interesting.
Your family's been in this business for over 100 years.
Yeah.
Here in Detroit, your hot dogs are delicious. And I was going to say, is it a secret? You don't have to give it away, but a secret.
It's a proprietary hot dog. Proprietary hot dog made especially for us by Dearborn Sausage. The chili is our own chili. It's our family recipe. Yes, that's a secret. There's Greek spices and all kinds of secrets in there. Right. We have our own chili company. We make it for us. We use it. And so that's us. A sweet onion, Vidalia when they're in season, if not like a Peruvian or whichever sweet onion. And the steamer bun, little tangy mustard. And that's it. That's the magic of it. 103 years later, and it snaps. It's a natural taste hot dog, and that's when you bite it and it just pops, and that's really good. That
I love. Like you said, that snap, really good.
Yes, the snap.
I may have to come down there now, but
yeah, right. I know. Well, that's what exactly. We can show you one via Zoom.
Ooh, okay. Grace, thanks so much. I know I'll see you before the end of this week. And
okay, wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Come on down. Well, we look forward. I love seeing people. I love seeing customers I hadn't seen in a long time. And, we're doing our best one day at a time. And everybody stay safe.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Movie Show Plus and another segment of WTF. I'm here with the only critic, Nate Adams. Nate, thank you so much, man, for coming back on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm ready to be chastised some more for things I haven't seen.
Yeah, for people who do not know, the whole point of the segment is we pick a topic and then we kind of talk about movies that are maybe classic movies that we haven't yet seen, and our friend Nate Adams here is brave enough to put himself out there and admit to the world classic movies that he has yet seen. But the whole point is to get engaged. If you haven't seen any of these films either, perhaps maybe you should check them out, and we'll go from there. So I'm happy to say we mentioned it earlier in today's episode of Movie Show Plus, but we're going to be talking today about the one, the only Gene Hackman.
What a guy.
You're aware of Gene Hackman, right?
Yes, I know
Okay.
Gene Hackman. Yes.
So Gene Hackman, just for people that may not know, hard to believe, but Gene Hackman is 90 years old.
Woo.
He has not appeared on film since 2004 in a film called Welcome to Mooseport. So he's literally
Which I've
just
seen.
retired.
I have seen that one.
That wasn't on our list. That
With
doesn't
Ray
count.
Romano. Yes,
Doesn't
I
count.
have seen that.
And he's also one that this blew my mind too, but he's actually one of only 6 male actors who have ever won an Oscar for both Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor.
I didn't know that either.
One of 6 male actors. Yeah, so he's one of my favorites. He clearly too, he has like 100 film credits to his name, so we're clearly cherry picking here when we go through his filmography here in a minute. But what we're gonna do, we're going to, as we always do, I'm gonna name a film of Gene Hackman's, and Nate, just give us a simple yes or no if you've seen it or not, and at the end we'll end up challenging you to watch one of his classic films. How about that?
All right, I'm up for the challenge. Hit me.
We'll start with the 2 movies that he was Oscar winner for. How about, let's start with The French Connection.
Yes, that was recently I watched it. Just recently, so it still was in the quarantine catch-up. But yes, I have seen it. One of the best car chases I've seen ever captured on camera.
God. Yeah, what a great film. How about Unforgiven?
Just watched that too. That was also in the quarantine catch-up series. So I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay.
You're
far.
just like skating by here so
I'm
far.
just barely making it. Yes.
Bonnie and Clyde.
No, have not seen Bonnie and
Ouch.
Clyde.
I'm not expecting you to say yes to this one. Here's a personal favorite, and just me hopefully educating you on an awesome film. Have you ever heard or seen a movie called Scarecrow?
Absolutely not.
Check it out. Early Gene Hackman, and he co-stars with Al Pacino. And it's a buddy movie, and it's fabulous.
Scarecrow.
It's one of his
All right.
underrated films.
You know, in the joint, I heard some tales, man. Oh, boy, howdy. I heard some tall tales. You're not playing with a full deck, man.
Have you seen Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor in the original Superman movies?
Hello there. Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor. Possibly you've heard the name, the greatest criminal mind on earth.
I can't say I have. Nope, I have not.
That's a tough one. You gotta check him out in that.
Hey, okay, yep.
Another movie I'm gonna guess you're gonna say no, but this is a great Vietnam movie, Vietnam War movie, Uncommon Valor.
Nope. I don't think I've ever heard of it before today.
Mississippi Burning.
Yep.
How about The Birdcage?
No, bird cages escaped me over the years. Yeah.
How about Crimson Tide?
No Crimson Tide for me.
Fun fact about Crimson Tide: a young Quentin Tarantino was an uncredited script doctor on that film.
Why did I feel like I knew that, but I've never seen the movie?
Yeah, it's actually a really good movie. It's like a submarine movie.
Denzel Washington in it? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
See, I've heard of it. Right, never came. Yeah.
How about The Royal Tenenbaums?
No. I probably saw it when I don't remember it if I did, but I remember I came across it. But I'm gonna say it's a no.
You have a lot. You have a lot to catch up on, my friend.
I know. There's a lot of Gene Hackman.
And we'll end on one. How about Hoosiers?
No, never seen Hoosiers.
Fun fact on this movie, and I'll admit this too, Hoosiers was one of the movies that was on my WTF lists forever. I just recently saw it like about a year ago. for the
Okay.
first time. My brother always was like, how are you a film critic and you haven't seen Hoosiers? So
I know.
yeah, so I challenge you though, Nate, go check out Hoosiers, go check out any of those movies, honestly. And
I'm going to. I'm mad you didn't ask me about Ants, though. I'm mad because I have seen Ants.
That's the one you'd seen. You were holding on to hope that
I
we were
was
gonna
actually,
talk about
I
Ants.
think I saw it when I was 4 when it came out. Yeah.
Makes me feel so old. Go check out Nate Adams on his website, theonlycritic.com. You can also follow him on social media at the.
You can also tweet insults at me for not seeing movies.
Yes,
like, how
do
have I not
that.
seen this? Please keep it coming. It keeps
Totally
me
fun.
motivated.
Even if you have seen the movies, just tweet insults
Just
anyway.
make me
at
feel
Nate.
bad, okay?
We're all about bringing Nate down here. This is what we're all about here. No, but I really appreciate you coming on, Nate, and thank you so much. And
Thank you.
Yeah, man, we'll talk to you next time on WTF.
See you later.
Well, okay, we've made it through again, Greg.
Yeah, we have.
Always a pleasure talking movies with you. And this isn't the only place where people can talk movies with us, or at least hear from us, Greg. Where can people find you other than Movie Show Plus?
Well, every Friday at 10 a.m. on Local 4, WDIB NBC here in Detroit. I'm on the show Live in the D. I'm there talking movies and usually having celebrity interviews, so you can tune in there. And then also Friday morning at approximately 8:15, I'm on WJR with Paul W. Smith, and we're talking movies and all types of entertainment stuff. And what about you, Tom? Where can people find you other than right here at Movie Show Plus?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Greg. People can find me on Channel 7. I'm the film critic for WXYZ. I am usually on the weekends, Saturday or Sunday morning during the 10 o'clock hour. If you follow me at Tom Santilli, that's the best way to kind of find out, as I will post and tell people specifically when I am on the newscast. You can also follow the Film Survivor podcast, which is my own personal podcast, and that's on iTunes and at Podbean. Please check that out.
Right.
Greg, we might take a bit of a hiatus coming up here. Next week, we're going to run like a movie preview special for people.
All right.
With the hopes that movies might eventually open.
Yeah.
These would be the movies that are going to be in the theaters. So staying optimistic, right? That's all you can do.
I am. I mean, I'm looking forward to next week doing a little traveling from the third floor to the basement, out to the garage, and then the front lawn. Got it all mapped out. Got the triptych and everything ready to do it.
Whew, you move around a lot more than I do. That sounds like a good exercise plan.
Fantastic.
Well, Greg, hey, man, thanks again. Everybody out there, thank you for watching Movie Show Plus. We will see you next time.
All right, take care.
Check out movieshowplus.com to watch this episode online and for exclusive content, extended interviews with Greg Russell, and a complete archive of movie reviews with Tom Santilli. Also, make sure to like and follow us on social media and on our Movie Show Plus YouTube channel.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. Learn more at wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.